All right, I'm mixing it up today. I'm going to be working on a drawing demo of drawing people using the Loomis method. It's what I teach in my drawing, my figure drawing class, and not only for heads and shoulders, but for the entire figure using the Loomis method. And I was going to do a quick overview of the process, the structure, the technique, and then try to apply it to a photograph that I downloaded from Pinterest, a couple old historical photographs. So I've always found that drawing people with a lot of character, older people, they're a lot easier to draw than young, pretty people. Definitely, I feel that and understand that from my experience drawing in my figure drawing class, where we typically have younger models and things like that. So definitely having an older person with lots of craggy features and stuff like that, unique noses and large ears and things, I think that's a hoot. It's a lot of fun, and it really gives, it's more forgiving, I think, with your skills than trying to draw a younger person, a pretty person. So real quick, let me get started. I'll give you the overview, the structure of the head, and this is going to be the demo for the head first and the portrait first before we move into some figure drawing tutorials as well. So I'm just going to draw out three different circles, hopefully roughly about the same size. I'm working with a blue line pencil, a non-repro blue. It's kind of a holdover from my days as a graphic designer. Animators use them quite a bit. So I have roughly three circles. This one's a little fatter, this one's a little narrower, but that again, that can be a factor with whenever you're getting started on what type of character you're drawing, is how big or small the circle might be, or elliptical even, because actually that's one of the first things you do with the Loomis method, is to lob off these edges of the circle right here. So really what you have left is this shape right like this. The head is not perfectly round, all right, and then we'll find the center point of that circle, that rough circle. And I typically do this in a very rough, sketchy manner. I don't. The guides are guidelines, right? They're just there to kind of give you a bit of a sense. Let's get three sections here. So we're going to let's get the center line. So right there, we have already kind of worked up. If I can get everything somewhat symmetrical. All right, so there's essentially the head right there. This is essentially your brow line, your eye line right in through there. The division between the eye line and the chin then is the nose is right there, bottom of the nose. Just pop that in right there. There's the bottom. There's Mr. Nose, and then in between the nose and the chin is the mouth, and we're going to divide it into thirds. So a third, put a little ellipse right there, and a bigger ellipse for the lower lip. The nose also has a circle right there. That's the big rounded point of your nose, and then the two nostrils out here. All right, your mouth is going to be about as wide as your eyes. I'm going to put the eyes right in here. All right, and with at least an eye space between them. All right, and it helps to draw the little mask right here, and come around like that, and that's kind of the indent around that your eye sockets and everything is in. All right, so we'll put a pupil right there, all right. All right, so we're already starting to take shape with this face. This is a straight-on view. Straight-on views are harder than profile views. I'll do a profile here in a minute. But it typically, because there's really not a lot of edges to work with on a there we go, on a straight-on view. About the only sharp edges is the lower portion of the nose. And again, noses, that's where you're going to have a lot of variety in where your where you push and pull to get a different type of a nose and this and that. All right, and then the nose also has kind of a triangular shape like that, right? You got the bridge of the nose right along the top, and then you got these side flares right off to the side. The mouth is going to be about the width, where the corner of the eyelid is. So that is the separation of upper lip and lower lip right there. And depending upon the person, the age and all that, the upper lip, and then the lower lip. Same drill. It might be a big, thick, full lip, or it might be a thin, narrow lip. Upper lip is typically in shadow. It's angling in towards the face. Okay. Depending upon how old the person is, you might have some laugh lines here. Deeper, craggier, the older you get. You got your cheek. Nice little cheek. And then actually your cheekbone kind of follows that lower portion of the circle we originally drew. All right. And now you can depend, what kind of a chin is it? Is it a sharp chin? Is it a narrow chin? Does it have a chiseled look? Is it round? So there's the variations you start playing with once you get the structure established right there. So just kind of drop in some of the detail on the ear. He's got this big scared staring look on our face because we haven't built any of the eyelids onto the face yet. So all right, so we'll find the corner right there, and that eyelid wraps around the orb of the eye, and the upper eyelid is going to hold and hide the lower eyelid right there. You might, depending on the age as well, whether or not you see the upper eyelid, and you're also going to see maybe the eyelashes underneath the eye, and there might even be bags under the eye. All right, and with that mask, that gives you kind of the indication of how you can shade to create the sense of depth into the facial features. So, all right, so we've already made some pretty good progress on the front side of the face. Shading, I'm not really too worried about thinking about where the light source is coming from. The eyes, there it is again, it tucks up underneath the upper eyelid. Again, if you see the upper eyelid connects right there, let's get the eyeball, get the pupil a little better there. There we go. Again, lower eyelid, and then using that mask to create the shading that insets the eye into that sphere. Okay, and then it's just a matter of getting all the shading just right, and now you can start working in wrinkles or hair, all of those things. You can play around with it. Maybe he's a fairly muscular person, a big thick neck, maybe even a thicker jaw. You could give him a lantern jaw like that. So it's a lot of fun just playing around with this formula to create different types of characters and building your facial features. And then once you are working with an image of somebody specific, you can then push and pull those features around according to whatever the photograph looks like. And you're always gauging and measuring. You're looking at, how wide are the eyes set? Are they wide set eyes? Are they narrower? Is the nose a wide nose or a really sharp nose? Is it a long nose, hook nose, right? How long is the mouth? All of these features you play around with to get the right look. So, all right, so here's the center one, and this one's going to be in profile. So I'm going to draw essentially another circle inside the circle. Okay, there's the center of it. And then we're going to get that chin. I'm going to try to do it all the same, along the same point. So, all right, so there's the eye line, there's the nose, and then here's the chin. All right, so we're going to go ahead and bend that arc. Just extend this arc down to the chin line, and essentially your ear is going to be coming in. I saw one where it kind of falls in right in here, so that looks about right. You might have it a little higher. All right, so then the chin comes down. All right, we're going to play with all of those guide points on here to get a face. The nose comes in right off the brow line. Sets right along the face like that. The eye is inset. It's not right at the edge, right? So you're going to have your eye right here. Again, depending upon the age, how much of the upper eyelid you see. You'll see the actual eyeball, the edge of the eyeball right there, and wrapping that lower lid around, and then whatever little doodad that happens. We'll get the brow line right there, comes up and around. All right, so now we're starting to get some things happening. We'll throw there we go, right there. We're just creating a nose. There's the nostril. Comes down. Cool. Let me put an eyeball or a pupil there. Let's get that ear in here. All right. And ears take practice. Noses take practice. This is one hell of a hard thing to learn to do. It's going to take a lot of practice on your part if you haven't done it before. So, but don't give up. It's fun. Once you start figuring out all the features and all the subtleties that you have to work into the sketch, drawing figures becomes a lot of fun. All right, so the mouth I got clear down here. So I'm going to throw that upper lip, and then it bends back around, right? And we'll throw that upper lip, lower lip separation. Boy, that eye sucks. All right, also keep in mind the upper eyelid always casts the shadow onto the eyeball itself. All right, and we got that's too far out. Let me erase that, pull it back just a little bit. There we go. Throw it right there. There we go. And then upper lip comes down, and then we get the chin. All right. Whatever kind of chin it is, you're going to determine that. We got our cheekbone coming in, and then we also have that arc coming off of the center portion, creating this side of the face. All right. And then you're just going to figure out all the shading. Get that. Oh, I forgot the mask. Let's throw that mask in there. Get all the shading just right. Yeah. So play around with that. You're going to like it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Upper lip, a little more density on that. Coming around, getting that neck in here. Again, it depends on how muscular that person is, how thick that neck is going to be. You got that muscle coming up, connecting in here. All right. So again, if you have a reference photo, that's going to help you a lot. That chin is pretty steep. I'm going to go ahead and block it out a little better like that. There we go. See, so if you don't get it right, just fix it. Pull it back where it needs to be. It looks like the ear needs to come back a little bit this way. So, but that's what all these sketching exercises do. It's there for you to learn and get more familiar. I don't have this area quite right. I'm doing this off the top of my head. I don't even have any reference right now. So I probably should have sat down and studied my Loomis book. Speaking of which, if you are really interested in doing figure drawings, and you want, this is a really quick overview of the techniques and the method, but I have a free download that is listed in my description, that if you want to go to my website, and that link will kick you over to my website. I have 2 Loomis books from the 1940s, 1950s. I got them from archive.org. They're free. Just download them, and you'll have like 100 and some pages of intense, detailed Loomis method on drawing heads and hands, and then the Loomis drawing for all it's worth, figure drawing for all it's worth. It's intensely detailed as to his process to get to a point to where you can draw people in any pose, in any state. It just takes practice. So I'm going to give you that resource. Thank you for watching at least this far into the video. And I'm going to do my last one is going to be a 3/4 view. And again, this is just a quick overview. All right, let's get the eye line wrapped around. We got the nose and chin happening right there. So throw an eye in, throw an eye in, throw the nose in, put the nose out here, put the nostril right there, and then the mouth. You're going to not see quite as much of it as it comes over here. All right, so we've already got a pretty good base for our figure. So wrap that eye around, throw that upper eyelid, get that crease, let's throw the eye pupil right in here. All right, this is quick, sorry. So it's going to look like hell. Oh, I forgot throw my mask in here. There we go. That's just for shading, just a shading guide. All right, let's throw the nose, get the nostril. All right, get that. I'm running out. I need a better, sharper. There we go. All right, get that. Oh, I think my eye's out too far. Again, if I was spending more time, I'd be a little more finicky on location and everything. And that as you get working with drawing people and such, things like that, you're going to learn that it's all about the correct size and location of the facial features if you're going to ever hope to catch a likeness on your drawings. So, but again, this is just kind of a quick overview of how to use the Loomis method and how it gives you the structure necessary to construct a head. And again, I'm just kind of pulling this out of my butt and giving you a rough indication of how to do it. There's the upper lip, lower lip. We'll throw that lower lip in, and then let's get the upper lip. We'll make this one a little narrower. So, and again, upper lip is always, depending on the lighting, of course, but it's in shadow. We'll throw in a laugh line. We'll throw in the cheekbone. There's the cheekbone. Pulls it down, comes around. Got a little shadow here. So, looky there. It's starting to work. All right, so give this a try. Play around with it. My next video, I'll try to draw an actual head. I'll attempt a rough likeness if I can pull it off. So my biggest problem is I typically don't I don't spend the time measuring. I'm not really a portrait artist either. So if I ever have to do a portrait of some actual person, I'll typically will do a tracing and get the features in the right place before I spend all the time and hours trying to get the positions and everything just mapped out. So really, it's right now, it's ready for whatever hairstyles you want to be. I mean, these are pretty ugly ass people, but it is kind of gave me the idea of where I can take and work with the process, the method to get to that head. So, all right, so I will be posting this, and I'll be following up with a portrait. And it's just sketches right now. We're just learning how to apply the method and the techniques and use them in a way that you start getting some decent results with what you're drawing. So, hey, I hope you got some value out of this. Remember, go to my descriptions in this video, take you over to my website, and you can download those free resources. I've got 2 Loomis books, and I think I found on archive.org as well a book from Joseph Zbukvik, and his book that he wrote about watercolor. It's really a good read as well, so get in there and wade through those. You're going to have a good year's worth of fun watercolor and drawing training in store for you. So thanks for watching, and if you did like this video, please give me a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you in the portrait tutorial. See you then.